So this is a how-to video to make my favorite dish that my wife makes for me. It's called Steaky Noodles. First thing you do, take a New York strip steak. This one's bone in. I prefer the boneless, but the best thing to do is to have a lean piece, not a marbled piece. This one's slightly marbled, but you can get away with it. So, first thing to do, this one's actually really thick, so it'll work very well to be used to get the perfect size slices. The next step is to trim the fat. And once you have your lean cut of meat, you can then start to cube it. Now, because this one's thick, I can just get small pieces. This is about the perfect size for a piece of steak for Steaky Noodles. My beautiful wife moving over the bowl so I can put the pieces in. Normally with a regular size steak, I would say about this part of your finger in and cut across, but because it's such a thick steak, I'm just cutting about, I'd say ½ an inch. And so now that I have the steak cut up and into the bowl, I'll start the spicing process. The spices that I use are McCormick garlic powder, McCormick onion powder, and this comes from a restaurant that I love in Austin, Texas. It looks like they're actually from Dallas, Texas, called Golden Chick. It's called Lotta Zing. Now here's the ingredients list. MSG spice, you tell me what that is. Maltodextrin, garlic, spice extractive, and onion. So, you know, I'm adding additional onion and garlic with this. This already has onion and garlic in it.
Spicy.
But it's spicy, yes. So, this shaker actually kind of requires you to tap, but McCormick is very easy to pour. So once you've topped it once, now I recommend, normally what I do, because I'm doing this video, I'm just spicing it inside the bowl, but what I would do is I would actually put it into a 24-ounce Tupperware container, put about a tablespoon of the spice at the bottom, put a layer of the meat. Teaspoon, thank you. Take a teaspoon of each powder, put it inside here, put a layer of the meat, add another teaspoon of each powder, put the other layer of meat, then once again lather, rinse, repeat. You get the idea. And actually, capping it off and shaking it up. Actually works very well. But because I'm doing immediate, I'll knead the spices into the meat right here inside of a bowl. Now if you are doing this at home, of course you're doing it at home, you're watching on YouTube, but when you're doing this, you might want to start your udon noodles. I prefer, it actually looks like a brand, Moyojo is the brand, udon noodle. There's yeah, it's about 80 cents. Actually, I think I found it for 48 cents at an HEB, that's here in Texas. But there's a flavor packet. I don't use it. I just take the bland udon noodle. You can start your water and cook your noodles. So there's your spice. Spice it to your own personal preference. To me, 3 teaspoons is what I enjoy, but choice is yours to spice it with what you want to spice it. I've given you the onion, garlic, and Lotta Zing from Golden Chick. You'll also notice in the background the other ingredient that is store brand, name brand if you will, Panda Express orange sauce. You can get it at Panda Express or you can get it in your local grocery aisle for about $3.50. So now we've skipped ahead a little bit to the actual cooking part. The setting is about medium-high, just to basically get the noodles boiled. Of course, we have our steak bowl, if you will, here. We no longer need the spices, and not going to break the seal on this new bottle. We have a regular, already open bottle. This time you're going to use about 1/3 to half of the orange sauce bottle. Now, let's see here. This bottle is 20 ounces, so you're going to use about 8 ounces, I would say, of the orange sauce. Canola oil.
Or vegetable
oil.
Whatever you use. There's a small circle of vegetable oil, and our electric skillet is set to 350 degrees. You can also cook this on the stove in a medium-sized skillet pan. Your temperature would be medium-high. So if you don't have an electric skillet at home, just use a regular skillet. And I just push the cooking oil around so that the meat won't stick. Alright, then I take my spatula and I push the meat right onto the pan. I make sure it's spread out so the chunks aren't stuck together. And they're all on a flat surface. And then we're just going to let that cook for a minute. Start to see the edges turning brown. Flip the pieces over so that every side gets evenly cooked without getting burnt. You can do this as quick or as slow as you want. I just like to make sure that every piece gets evenly cooked on both sides. You can see where I'm kind of slow. Some of the pieces are getting a little bit more crispy. Well done.
But that's the powder burning, not the actual steak.
Yeah. And then if you have any pieces that are chunked in an odd shape, like this one, make sure you get every edge. Just like if you're browning hamburger. If you see pink, turn it over and cook it more on that side. Okay. Now the grill is so hot that pretty much as soon as you've flipped it that one time, these first pieces that I turned are getting golden on the other side. So now it's time to pull the noodles off of the stove. Just drain the water. I use the same spatula to keep it from falling into the sink.
Nice catch.
Because I'm lazy. You can use a strainer or a colander. And then you just dump them straight on top. And mix them in. If you keep stirring it, you're going to make sure that not only does the meat not burn, but the noodles don't stick to the grill. And you can see they're starting to get golden as they take on the color from being cooked and from soaking up the meat juice a little bit. That is done. And now we're going to add the orange sauce. And pour just as much as you want on with this. I do about 1/3 to 1/2 of the bottle. And I kind of eyeball it. You want it to look sort of glazed and soupy. And then you mix this in too. And as soon as you make sure that it is mixed in, you check and you can see it's bubbling up here and the steam is coming off. This is completely done. So if you have an electric skillet, turn it off. It'll cool down in just a moment. If you're cooking this on the stove top, remove the pan from heat so that it doesn't overcook. And you're set. Now for serving suggestion, put it in a bowl.
Very large bowl.
A very large bowl. Do it quickly and you won't make too much of a mess.
And there you have it, Steaky Noodles. It's a wonderful treat, and if you give it a try, I hope you enjoy.